Namaskar, dear friends. Today we shall discuss digestion. Now, what is digestion? The process by which large particles of food converted into simple and soluble form is called digestion. Here we shall discuss digestion of food in human being. Fourth is here. Now, this is your alimentary canal of man or digestive tube of man. This starts with mouth, then esophagus, food is stored here in stomach, then after stomach, this long oval tube is called small intestine, and after small intestine, this thick core is your large intestine. At the junction of this small intestine and large intestine, this outgrowth is called appendix. Another associated glands, these are called salivary glands. Three pair of salivary glands are there. Now this is liver. Liver secretes bile juice, and bile juice is stored in gallbladder, and from gallbladder it comes to the digestive tube through this duct. Another is this is pancreas. Pancreas secretes pancreatic juice that comes to this part of the digestive tube. Now we shall discuss step by step digestion of food in buccal cavity or mouth. Digestion of food in buccal cavity or also called mouth cavity. Now, both mechanical and chemical digestion take place in mouth. Both mechanical and chemical. Now, what is mechanical? We take food in mouth, chew food with the help of teeth and tongue. This is mechanical part of digestion. Then next, the food mixed with saliva. This saliva comes to the mouth from three pairs of salivary glands that open in mouth. There are three holes under the tongue. You may see under the tongue three holes. Through these holes, saliva comes to the mouth. The food mixed with saliva. Now, saliva is slippery in nature, so it makes food slippery and helps easily pass food to the digestive tube. Saliva contains one enzyme. Now, what is enzyme? To understand, you may consider enzymes are just like your hammer. These are nothing but just like your hammer, and with the help of these large particles of food converted into simpler form. Different types of enzymes you will get in this topic. Now, saliva contains one enzyme named salivary amylase or ptyalin You can write any one, either salivary amylase or ptyalin. This helps in digestion of starch. It converts starch into maltose and dextrin. So, partial digestion of carbohydrate takes place in buccal cavity with the help of this ptyalin or salivary amylase enzyme. After this, the food passes to the stomach through esophagus. Thus, digestion of food in buccal cavity we may conclude here. Next, digestion of food in stomach. Now, how digestion of food take place inside the stomach? We shall discuss here. Now we see, stomach acts as reservoir of food, and it also helps in digestion of food. So, these two are the main functions of the stomach. You see, the inner wall, this is the stomach. The inner wall of the stomach secretes a juice. The inner wall of the stomach secretes a juice. Is called gastric juice. And due to construction and expansion of stomach, gastric juice mixed with food. Now, what is the role of gastric juice? Gastric juice contains hydrochloric acid and protein splitting enzyme. Now, this hydrochloric acid kills the germs present in food, and the protein splitting enzyme called pepsin. Remember this, pepsin. This pepsin helps in digestion of protein. It converts large particles of protein into smaller form. That means partial digestion of protein take place in stomach. Then gastric juice also contains rennin. This rennin converts milk into curd. And thus we may conclude digestion of food in stomach. Now, next, digestion of food in small intestine. Food passes to the small intestine from stomach. Small intestine is a long tube. The first part of this small intestine is called duodenum. In this part, bile juice comes from liver of gallbladder and pancreatic juice comes from pancreatic gland. That means both bile juice and pancreatic juice comes to the digestive tube in this part. Now, what is the role of bile juice and pancreatic juice? Bile juice is alkaline in nature. Alkaline in nature, and it converts acidic food of stomach into alkaline or neutral. Then pancreatic juice contains several enzymes which acts only on alkaline or neutral food. Here, enzymes present in pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contains several enzymes. Example: trypsin, chymotrypsin, this trypsin, chymotrypsin helps in digestion of protein. Helps in digestion of protein. Digestion of protein. Then pancreatic amylase. Pancreatic amylase helps in digestion of carbohydrate. Then lipase or pancreatic lipase. Pancreatic lipase 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 helps in digestion of lipid. It converts lipids into fatty acid and glycerol. Remember, lipase converts lipids into fatty acid and glycerol. Fatty acid and glycerol. Next, the inner wall of the small intestine. Inner wall of the small intestine secretes a juice called intestinal juice. intestinal juice. This intestinal juice contains several enzymes that converts all particles of food into simple and soluble forms. Simple and soluble forms. That means here digestion completes. Example: maltase. This enzyme maltase converts maltose means disaccharide, converts maltose into glucose plus glucose. Similarly, sucrase is the enzyme sucrase. Sucrase is the enzyme that converts sucrose into glucose plus fructose. Lactase enzyme converts lactose into glucose plus galactose. Erepsin that converts all peptides, polypeptide, dipeptide, tripeptide or protein into amino acids. That means all components of foods become simple and soluble form in this part, and here digestion completes. Next is absorption. The inner wall of small intestines possess many finger-like projections. These are called villi in plural and villas in singular. Each villus possesses blood vessels and lymph vessels. When digested food passes through this part, these small intestines, these villi suck the digested food and it mixed with blood, and through blood vessels it reaches different parts of the body, and this is the absorption of food. Here we conclude our topic digestion. Thank you.